So 0/0 फॉर्म यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा विष्णु. ओके, दिस इज जस्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन. 0/0 फॉर्म वो आपका कैलकुलेशन के लिए है. ओके, ओके. तब एग्जैक्टली आपका ये होगा, योर डेल्टा एक्स टेंड्स टू 0. If delta x tends to 0 means it is going nearer to 0. It is not equal to 0. But here at this point, if your line is parallel to x-axis, then your delta y can become 0. So delta x tends to 0, it is not equal to 0. So it is exactly 0 divided by delta x. So it will become 0 only. Right? It will be, it won't be 0/0, it will be 0 only. Is it clear? Okay. चलो. So this was rate of change, right? ये सारी चीजें आप वहां पे पढ़ ही थे, right? Class 11, your first chapter, fundamental of math. So this is just a revision. आप मैक्सिमा मिनिमा भी देखे थे, right? और इंक्रीजिंग डिक्रीजिंग फंक्शन भी देखे थे, तो उसको थोड़ा रिवाइज करेंगे और उसमें थोड़ा और डिटेल में जाएंगे और उसके बेस पे से हम ये एक्सरसाइज शुरू करेंगे. ओके, सो उसको रिवाइज करने के लिए, उसको थोड़ा और डीप में जाने के लिए, let me show you its module directly first, right? And after that उसमें जो भी एक्स्ट्रा होगा वो मैं यहाँ पे आपको दिखाता हूँ. ओके, so wait, let me share this screen with you. Okay, now, so is this screen visible to you? Can you see this M21? Okay, okay. इंक्रीजिंग एंड डिक्रीजिंग फंक्शन ऑफिशियली नहीं पढ़े. ओके ओके, हाँ हाँ हाँ, एग्री एग्री एग्री. हाँ, लिमिट्स में बस एक बार मैंने बोला था. हाँ, वो मैं अभी आपको दिखाऊंगा. ओके, हाँ, आई विल सेंड पीडीएफ, आई विल सेंड पीडीएफ, definitely I will send PDF, don't worry. Okay, just give me some time because my classes are till 6:30, so I will send you PDF nearly between 7 to 7:30. Okay, so now see over here. So this was all about our delta y by delta x till dy by dx. Okay, so this was our first topic, that is derivative as rate of change. Okay, in Google Classroom I will change its settings so that you can download it. Okay, don't worry. So black square aa raha hai. You are not able to see this PDF, students? You're able to see this PDF? Okay, so see over here. Okay, yes. So we have started M21.1, that is rate of change, monotonicity and extremities of function. So whatever will be required, right, whatever can be understood from this PDF to save time, we are going to understand from this PDF only, and remaining things we will understand on board. Okay, so wait. So here, first derivative as rate of change, that we have clearly understood on board, right? That what is delta y by delta t if y is function of f of t when we are taking delta t tends to 0, and what is dy by dt. Okay, dy by dt. Now derivative as the rate of change of two variables. So this also we have done in last chapter only, that if y is equal to f of t and x is equal to g of t are two variables, then yes, then that are varying with respect to another variable t, then rate of change of y with respect to x is given by dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt, isn't it? Right. At that time I have shown you that for a moment you can consider them as separate, dy by dt, dx by dt, so that dt dt can be cancelled out. And I have told you that why we are considering them as separate for a moment? Because of this reason only, because limit delta t tends to 0, delta y by delta t, here delta y and delta t are separate, students, right? Understand this carefully. Here delta y and delta t are separate, but when we are applying this limit, at that time, if we are taking them as separate small quantities and we are dividing after or we are dividing them, or we are finding differentiation of y with respect to t, and after putting its value particular at that point, then both the quantities will give us same result. So whenever I'll be needed or whenever I'll need, I can consider them separate quantities. Okay. So this is the case. So here dt will get cancelled out, and here we'll get dy by dx. Okay. Now let us see what is increasing function, what is strictly increasing function, what is decreasing function, and what is strictly decreasing function, and what are the rules for it. Okay. It all okay. So Manoj is asking, sir, how to identify that it is operator or it is generally differentiation. So in general case, just you have to take this as differentiation only, dy by dx. In most of the cases, you have to take this as differentiation only whenever you are taking dy by dx or dy by dt. So in few cases only we are going, but you can consider it everywhere, no issue in there. So whenever you require, you can take them. Okay. So in that case, exactly, this is derived based on that assumption only. And actually that is not assumption, right? So here we are considering them as separate quantities, then and then only here dt will get cancelled out and we will get dy by dx. Okay. So this is the case. But in chain rule, we do that, sir, converting differentiation into change. In chain rule में हम बस डिफरेंशिएशन के बारे में ही देखते हैं ना. In chain rule, just we are seeing that if we are given two functions, two different functions, then how to do that. Okay. If it is f of u and u is also something, another function of x, right? तो chain rule में हम rate of change में कब convert करते हैं? dy by dt into dt by dx, where dt yes, when t is your function of x. Okay. Yes, at that time also same rule. So dy by dt, dt by dx. Okay, in chain rule also. Okay. Okay. So see over here. So increasing function. So what is increasing function? Or let me explain you on board only. Okay. So wait. Okay. Exactly, we are having only two Wacom pads, and but exactly I have told you, no. So already we are having only two Wacom pads, and one pad is being used by Vishnu sir now, and one pad is being used by Sachin sir now. So particular exactly in your batch, when we are having your batch timing, at that time only I have to use this board. So this is the condition. X, Y. Okay. So suppose my function is like this. Okay. So increasing function is defined as whenever you are taking two different values of x, suppose this is x1 and this is x2. So if x2 is greater than x1, at that time, if your f of x2 is greater than or equal to f of x1, right, for all x1, x2 belongs to domain of f, so at that time f is called increasing function. Okay. So when x2 is greater than x1, but f of x2, right, f of x2 is greater than or equal to f of x1, at that time it is called increasing function. Is it clear? So here you can see, here it is greater than, here at some points they will be equal, and here it is again it is greater than. So it is called increasing function. Now strictly increasing. Okay. Equal to sign in f of x. Exactly, it may happen that sometimes at some, yes, they can be equal at some point. They can be equal at some point, not everywhere. Okay, so it is for increasing. Okay, and if they are not equal, at that time this function will become strictly increasing function. Now you can see over here that whenever here x2 is greater than x1, uh, so here f of x2 can be only greater than f of x1, right? Not equal to. So in this case, your f is called strictly increasing function. This is the difference only. What is the difference in increasing and strictly increasing? Here it should strictly increase. बीच में कोई भी पॉइंट पे वो इक्वल नहीं हो सकता, राइट? कभी भी वो इक्वल नहीं हो सकता, बट यहाँ पे वो बीच में इक्वल हो सकता है. Okay. So Vishnu is asking, sir, if I have a curve, let's say x1, y1, 1, 1, and graph below x-axis and graph goes below x-axis, then again if x2, y2 equal to 4, 4, then it is increasing function? No. So if you are having your function like this, okay, so in this portion it is decreasing and in this portion it is increasing. Okay, that we will see. That's why it is defined, na? Belongs to domain of f or belongs to some interval. Right, and what is the main difference? Main difference is this only, Manoj. Right, in increasing they can be equal at between 1 point or between 1 2 points, between few points it can be equal, but in strictly increasing they can't be equal. Okay, at any 2 points, if you are taking any 2 points, they cannot be equal. Always for x2 greater than x1, it is f of x2 greater than f of x1. So same condition will apply for decreasing and strictly decreasing functions. Okay, so decreasing and strictly decreasing. So for decreasing function, it can be equal to sign in between them, right? They can be equal. So you can imagine your curve like this. So suppose this is your x1, this is your x2. If x2 greater than x1, then your f of x2 should be less than f of x1. If x2 greater than x1, then your f of x2 should be less than or equal to f of x1. And for strictly decreasing, it should only strictly decrease. So if your x1 is greater than x2 or x2 is greater than x1, then your f of x2 should be less than f of x1. Right? If x2 greater than x1, तो ये आपका ऐसा हो जाना चाहिए. And here, if your x2 greater than x1, then f of x1 can be less than or equal to f of x2. So is it clear first? Okay. So this is your definition of increasing, decreasing, strictly increasing and strictly decreasing functions. Okay. So tell me, for strictly or for increasing function, if I am drawing tangent, or if I draw tangent at each and every points, so what will be slope of these tangents? If I am drawing tangent at all these points, so what will be slope of these tangents for increasing function? Yes, and it can be 0 as well at this point, isn't it? So dy by dx can be greater than or equal to 0 for increasing function. So for strictly increasing, for decreasing function, and for strictly decreasing, right? Yes. So these are the concepts of increasing, strictly increasing, decreasing and strictly decreasing functions, and these are the conditions that we are going to use in questions. Okay, dy by dx is greater than or equal to 0, greater than 0, less than or equal to 0 and less than 0. Okay. Okay. In module, these conditions are not given. Okay, so just add those conditions. Okay. So now in your module, let us see these things first, maxima and minima. Okay. Right. So here condition of dy by dx is not given, students. So please include these conditions over here. Okay. dy by dx. dy by dx greater than or equal to 0, greater than 0. Okay. Now see. Now the definition of monotonicity or monotonic function. Okay. Which function is called monotonic function? What is its definition? So if a function is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing in an interval, open interval a to b, then it is called to be a monotonic function. So monotonic function means it is either strictly decreasing, either strictly increasing. Right? It cannot have equal values in between. Either it is strictly increasing or either it is strictly decreasing. It is called monotonic function. Okay. So monotonic function means either strictly increasing, either strictly decreasing. It is not going to have same values. Okay. It will not have same values at two different points. So monotonic function means, or monotonicity means, it is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. Then maxima and minima, right? अब maxima minima तो आपको already पता है. So for maxima and minima, if your function is said to have a local maxima, and I think you have learned about local maxima and local minima only, right? You haven't learned about global maxima and global minima. So I will teach you what is global maxima and global minima as well. First, let us revise this local maxima and local minima. So if function y equal to f of x is a local is have a local maxima at x equal to a, definitely if f of x is less than or equal to f of a in its left hand side as well as right hand side, right? So here at x equal to a, suppose this is my value of function f of a. Now its left hand side and its right hand side. So in its left hand side, your f of x should be less than or equal to f of a. You can see its left hand side here. Its left hand side, your f of x should be less than or equal to f of a. You can observe its right hand side as well, as in right hand side your f of x should be less than or equal to f of a. So in left hand side your f of x should be less than or equal to f of a. In right hand side your f of x should be less than or equal to f of a. And here at x equal to a, this is your f of a. Right, at x equal to a, this is your f of a. At left hand side your f of x is less than or equal to f of a. At right hand side your f of x is less than or equal to f of a. So at that time, we can say that your function y equal to f of x is said to have local maxima at x equal to a. Why local maxima? Because here we are considering that function from a minus h to a plus h only. So it is in a small neighborhood of a only, a small left hand side of a and right hand side of a. So as compared to all the values of function at a and it's in its neighborhood, so value of function at a will be maximum. Then it is called local maxima. And why it is called local maxima, that I'll explain you board in on board as well. And for local minima, same condition, your f of x or other f of x or your f of a should be less than or equal to all other f of x in neighborhood of a. Right, this is called neighborhood of a. That left hand side you are going by h distance and right hand side you are going by h distance. So in its neighborhood of a, if your f of a is less than or equal to f of x, then your function is said to have local minimum. Okay, so now first derivative test. So let f of x be differentiable function on interval I and a belongs to I, then a. Write the condition. Okay, so first, ये तो आपको पता ही है first derivation test. And local maxima, global maxima, local maxima, global maxima का connection मैं आपको यहाँ पे दे रहा हूँ. Right? Wait, yes. This is global maximum and minimum. So let us see it first. Then we will discuss about these critical points and point of inflection. पहले लोकल मैक्सिमा लोकल मिनिमा वाला, ग्लोबल मैक्सिमा ग्लोबल मिनिमा वाला क्लियर कर देते हैं कंसेप्ट. Then we are going to see first derivative test and all of this. Okay, so see here once again. So suppose my graph of function is like this. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is origin. Okay. Now see, suppose my graph of function is something like this. Okay. So if you observe all the different points over here, okay, suppose I am observing my graph of this function in the interval a to b. This is my value a, this is my value b. Now I am observing all the points, all the xi's between a to b or between open interval a to b. Right. So here I can observe one point, this, that is x1, this is x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7. Right, or let me draw this completely. x8. Okay. Now if you'll observe this, so here x1 point is having maxima or not? your x1 point is maximum in its neighborhood or not, right? So local maxima are here. What are my point of local maxima? So local maxima will be at x1. x3 is also local maxima or not? Here x5 is also local maxima or not? x7 is also local maxima or not? So what is the condition of local maxima? It should have maximum value with respect to its neighborhood, right? Just you have to see its small neighborhood, its small neighborhood, its small neighborhood, its small neighborhood. Okay. तो वो हिंदी मूवीज में डायलॉग है ना, अपनी गली में तो कुत्ता भी शेर होता है, तो ये हर एक गली के शेर हैं. ओके. नाउ लोकल मिनिमा. So local minima will be at your x2, x4, x6, x8. So these are your local maxima at x1, x3, x5, x7. These are your local minima at x2, x4, x6, x8. So x2, x4, x6, x8. So now what is its global maxima and global minima? So global maxima and global minima means, right? Range of neighborhood is not defined. It is h tends to 0. Okay. It is h tends to 0. Limit h tends to 0. So just small neighborhood, small neighborhood. ऐसे कोई उसकी रेंज अलग से डिफाइन नहीं है. Just small neighborhood. If you are seeing curve like this, so in its small neighborhood it is maxima. In its small neighborhood it is point minima. That's it. x6 लिया ना? x6 is minima. x6 here minima. Okay. So now these all points are called extremum points. Okay. These all points are called extremum points or extreme points. So at extreme points you will be having either maxima or minima. So these all are your called local maxima and local minima. Right. Now what is global maxima and global minima? So for local maxima and local minima, you have to consider only open interval a to b. For global maxima and global minima, you have to also consider a and b as well. So your x should belongs to capital close interval a to b. So first you have to find f at a, you have to find f at b, you have to find f at all xi's, all x1, x2. Okay, we have to find till all xi's. Okay, यहाँ पे x8 है. So fa, f of x1, f of x2, f of b. Now from this, if what will be my minimum value or lowest value and what will be my maximum value, this maximum value is called global maxima of function, and from all of this my minimum value is called global minima of function. Okay, so maximum value is called global maxima of function, minimum value is called global minima of function. So this is called global maxima of function, global minima of function. So here if you will observe, if you also find a and b, so at a this is your f of a, at b this is your f of b. Okay, this will be your f of b at here. This is your f of a. Okay, on y-axis, right? Let me extend this y-axis. So this is my y-axis, right? So this will become my f of x1. This will become my f of x2, my f of x3, my f of x4. You can see over here, this is f of x4 minima is having higher value than f of x2 minima, right? But that's why then also it is minima, because as compared to its neighborhood, it is minimum value. This is f of x5, this is f of x6, this is f of x7, and this is somewhere f of x8. So tell me what is the lower value amongst all this? Minimum value कौन सी है? In this example, in this graph. So in this graph, minimum value is f of a. In this graph, maximum value is f of b. So here f of a has become minimum value, that is my global minima, and f of b is my global maximum. Okay, I'll repeat this once again, but let me first clarify your doubts. Okay, so range of neighborhood I have cleared. Now which points are extreme points over here? So the points, this all points are extreme points over here. This all points are extreme points over here, right? The points where my function will get minimum or maximum value, those points are called extreme points. Okay, points where my function will have minimum or maximum value, those points are called extreme points. Okay, so I'm repeating this once again, right? If suppose this is your curve, this is your graph of y equal to f of x. So in any small neighborhood of any point, suppose these points are x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x7, x8. So in its neighborhood, if x1, x2, x3, x4, they are having higher values, then these are called local maxima. If they are having lower values, then these are called local minima or minimum value in that neighborhood. And these all points are called extreme points. For local points, we should consider open interval. For global points, we are going to consider closed interval. So if we include f of a, f of b as well, so amongst all of these values, the minimum value will be global minima, maximum value will be global maxima. Okay. Is it clear now? Shall we move to next questions? Okay. Okay. Next questions means next topic. Okay. चलो अब इसके बाद वाला जो टॉपिक है मैक्सिमम मिनिमा वाला. ओके, लेट मी शो यू दिस. सो वो भी एक लिमिट तक आपने किया ही है, जितना किया है वो मैं आपको रिवाइज करा रहा हूँ, राइट? बाकी का नया वापस बोर्ड पे सिखाऊंगा. So you all know that first you were finding first derivative of the function, that its first derivative should be 0 to find extreme values, right? So here also your first derivative is 0, here also first derivative is 0. So if first derivative is 0, that means the slope at that point is 0. Now it can be your either maximum value or minimum value in that neighborhood. Now how you can find that either it is maximum or minimum value? Definitely you have to check another conditions as well, right? So here, suppose your f dash x is greater than 0 in its left hand side and f dash x is less than 0 in its right hand side. See over here. So if your f dash x is less than 0 on left hand side and greater than 0 on right hand side, means your f dash x, sign of f dash x is changing from positive to negative. So definitely it is your point of maxima. Is it clear? आपका f dash x यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव है, यहाँ पे टेंजेंट आपको ऐसे मिलेगा विच इज पॉजिटिव, यहाँ पे टेंजेंट आपको ऐसे मिलेगा विच इज नेगेटिव. ओके, सो f dash x की साइन आपकी पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव हो रही है. ओके, सो अगर आपके f dash x की साइन पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव हो रही है तो डेफिनेटली इट इज योर, सी हियर इट इज पॉजिटिव, राइट, एंड हियर इट इज नेगेटिव. सो f dash x की साइन आपकी पॉजिटिव से नेगेटिव हो रही है. So if you find this change, that is negative minus positive, isn't it? Its change वो आपका होगा negative minus positive, okay, which is going to give you negative. That is your second derivative test. Okay, so your first derivative, आपको first derivative की value ये मिलेगी, and your second derivative will give us, see over here. So here your second derivative will give us negative sign. So here for first derivative it is 0. And your first derivative will change its sign from its left hand domain to right hand domain or left hand side to right hand side. So definitely its second derivative will be negative for maximum, point of maxima, isn't it? In the same way for point of minima, first derivative will be 0 and your second derivative will change its sign from negative to positive. First it will be negative, then it will become positive. So positive minus minus negative, definitely it is going to become positive. So for point of local minima, your f double dash a will be positive. So is it clear first? So if f dash a is less than 0 and if f dash a equal to 0 and it is changing its sign from negative to positive, so definitely it is going to become your f double dash a greater than 0. तो ये आपका पहले यहां तक रिवीजन हुआ क्या? ये पहले आपका रिवीजन क्लियर हुआ? ओके, यहां तक आपकी सारी चीजें रिवीजन थी, मतलब इसमें पॉइंट ऑफ मैक्सिमा मिनिमा में. नाउ लेट अस सी न्यू थिंग्स. ओके, सो फर्स्ट, if your f dash a equal to 0 but f dash x does not change its sign from a minus h to a plus h for any positive quantity h, then x equal to a is neither a point of local maxima or local minima. That means अगर f dash आपकी साइन चेंज नहीं कर रहा है, समझना, f dash आपकी साइन चेंज नहीं कर रहा है, तो उसका f डबल डैश क्या होगा? व्हाट विल बी f डबल डैश, मतलब उसका f डबल डैश डिफरेंशिएशन क्या होगा? रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ f dash 0 होगा. So if your f double dash a equal to 0 and f dash a is also 0, then it is neither a point of local maxima or local minima. So अगर वो local minima local maxima नहीं है तो वो क्या होगा? So वहां f double dash के लिए अब आपको f triple dash find करना पड़ेगा. This is printing mistake. This is not f double dash. This is f triple dash. Okay. So if f triple dash is not equal to 0, then it is called point of inflection. Or wait, I think here it is some. So if f triple dash a is not equal to 0, then it is called point of inflection. It is neither a point of local maxima or nor a point of local minima. This is called point of inflection. Now see. So if f dash a equal to f double dash equal to f triple dash is also 0, but f fourth, मतलब आपका fourth time derivative आप कर रहे हो, right? Fourth derivative of f is less than 0, then it is maxima. Fourth time derivative of f is greater than 0, it is local minimum.